Hello everyone, so this is really serious and I get into all the details now. There's a good bit to get through, but for people that don't know, and to just give a bit of context to this is a whistleblower here that we're about to talk about here, that we talked about a few months ago. We talked about the incident in Kerry, the camhs unit in Kerry, that children left on medication for years without any supervision or any basically looking after them. Basically they were just left and abandoned by the state, by camhs, because obviously it's owned by the HSE, the health authority. And this whistleblower, rightly, and let's put it this way, we want people like this in the public service, we want people like this in the civil service, that when they see wrongdoing, when they see things that are wrong, especially when it comes to children, they blow the whistle. Even if the supervisors, whoever's over them, they don't like the Minister for Health to hell and to conduct with them. Because at the end of the day, it's all about people, and it's all about children, particularly if you're a doctor or a nurse. You have an obligation, not to your back pocket, but you have an obligation to your patients, to society, to the people, to stand up for what's right. And unfortunately, this doctor did that. And again, society should reward her, because it takes guts to stand up to an executive, the HSE, the Irish state. It takes guts, I know it. Every day of the week, I suffer the consequences for it. I know rightly about it. Because speaking out costs you stuff, and it does, it really does, especially in these instances where the state tries to shut you up, try to shut you down. And this woman is basically over in London now, and you probably wonder why she went over to London, because she couldn't get anything here. She applied for many jobs after she left the camhs unit in Kerry, after she blew the whistle about wrongdoing. Again, this is wrongdoing that was done in camhs. The children were left for years on medications without any supervision, and and nothing was ever done about it. And of course the state doesn't want people to know about this and stuff, because it's very serious stuff, particularly when there's children under 18, etc. That the state's supposed to be looking after these, and these are vulnerable children too. They have severe mental health issues, maybe behaviour issues, eating disorders, etc. And the state just abandoned them. And that's, to be totally honest with you, whatever the reason, the state abandoned them. And the state doesn't want to take responsibility for them. The state just wants to throw these children away, basically. They don't think of anything, because the majority of them are Irish, let's put it that way. If there was one Ukrainian or one person from Timbuktu, don't worry, you'll be on every page of the newspaper. But it's all Irish children. They don't care about Irish children in the state. And that's the sad reality. But this doctor, Dr. Maria Sherman, should get the medal, should get the highest possible medal of this country can give her. And Catherine Connolly should be making sure of that, as Dr. Rodney Heron, because this is what we need. This is the people we need. I would need to say to her, she should be sitting in nose and hooked on this person, this doctor that has spoke up for patients, not for herself, but spoke up for what's right, and spoke up for the people of Ireland, and to look after the children, above all else, the children of Ireland. And I would say to people, these are the people we need in the public service, the civil service. We don't need, there's too many yes men. In Cavan, for example, there's too many yes men in the civil service. They just follow orders. And they won't question anything. Even when they see stuff wrong, they will never say anything because they're afraid of losing their paycheck. To hell and to conduct with your paycheck. You have a duty, and if you're a civil servant in the public service, you have a duty to the people. You're a servant of the people, not yourself. If you want to serve yourself, go and be a self-employed person. But if you're a servant of the people, the same as myself as a civil servant, I will always say when I see wrong, I'm not going to turn a blind eye. And that's the simple that to the state. And the state knows this. The state knows this. That's why you not get any further than that. Because I won't bow down to the state. I don't bow down to any of these fuckers that sit in Doyleown or Shannon, or to any of these bastards that sit in the civil service in the high chairs, even in the camhs, etc., the HSE. There's fuckers sitting in offices that couldn't tell their arse from the elbow. And these people that speak, like this doctor done the right thing. There's no doubt about it. No reasonable person in the world would say this doctor done the wrong thing. Because at the end of the day, she spoke up when she seen wrong. And that's what we need. We seen Maurice Piquet before, what the state wanted to do to him. They made every accusation up to try and mislead the public, tried to denounce him, tried to, make his statements, make what he was saying, about him, Tusla too at the time too, that he was doing things to children, etc., making heinous accusations to try and get him to shut up, or they're trying to discredit them in the public's eyes. And, in this case, Tifa Sapper, she's been blacklisted from working in the HSC, even though she's a qualified doctor. And I really would say if I was a person, say, for example, if she applied for a job in Cavan General Hospital, I would say this is the person I want. This is the person I want, somebody that's willing to stand up and say, this is wrong, and we should change it, and we should do something about it. That's the person I would want, instead of yes people that only take their paycheck. But, I would want somebody that cares about the patients, cares about the people, wants to serve the people of Ireland. And she is a great woman, and just to say, she should be getting every possible medal like given to her for her bravery. And again, she's suffering the consequences. She's left lying on the streets in London. Some respect the Irish state is showing. You think the Irish state will be saying thank you for showing us this error of our ways? But no, they basically just left her and abandoned her. Aren't they great, the Irish government? Some care they have. But I say to the people of Ireland, I say to civil servants or public servants watching this, to hell and the conduct with your jobs. You only here on a holiday pretty much in life. The people come first. And that's the civil, you're in the wrong job, and I say this particularly in the civil service, you're in the wrong job if you want to serve a politician, if you want to serve the establishment. You're in the wrong job for that. Your job is to serve the people. And always remember that, just to say, always remember that, because I think too many civil servants have a too big a fucking arse nowadays, have fucking money stuck up their arse, that they're too fucking blindsided and too fucking bothered their arse to stand up for the people. And that's as simple as that. But I hope this woman, hopefully she does sue the Irish state. She has every right to sue them for every penny she can get. Because they clearly have wronged this woman, they clearly have. And they could make up accusations of the what now, but they probably will. They'll try and make up some accusation to blame her. But the simple fact is, she said what was going on, and she was blacklisted. And that's what the state does. Now, you nearly would see that the OIC, the Black and Tans, nearly wouldn't even do that. And that's what the state is turned into. It's turned into an auxiliary force. That's what it is, against these people. And this woman probably doesn't even have another wrongdoing in her life. That's the thing about it. And then there's fucking criminals in Dáil that are up to all the shenanigans of the day and not a hate talked about and getting rid of them or doing anything about them. And the same in the civil service. There's so many bastards in the civil service and the higher ups in the civil service that couldn't fucking walk on batteries. And they won't do anything about them either. But as simple as that, this system, the whole system of the civil and public service in this country is rotten to the core. Like, the whole lot of it's rotten. And we see that when people try to say, something's gone not right here, something needs to be changed, some change needs to happen, they're shut down, they're rejected, they're told to be quiet, they lose their job, they're blacklisted. What kind of country do we call this in 2026 Ireland? Why did Irish people have to fight for their independence for 800 years? They nearly have what the British had when people had the Catholics. Say for example in Ireland, they wanted to employ Protestant people instead of Catholics. This is the same bullshit that's happening now in 2026 Ireland. Not 1926 Ireland, 2026 Ireland. Like, what kind of fucking bollocks is this in this country? Like, simple as that. And I want to ask that, and I hope this woman be looked after. And she should be looked after, and she should sue the state for everything she can get. Because it's clearly the state has wound her. Clearly. And I would say, if I was their Chocty Dollar in Kerry, where is Mikey Healy-Way? Where's Danny Healy-Way? Where's No More Foley? You'd think they would be coming out and saying, this woman's great. Mikey Healy-Way should be putting her up in his place where he has his Ukrainians. That's where he should be putting this woman up. And paying no wet at all. Because he should be type. If I was a sitting TD in Kerry, I'd be kicking up holy hell in Dáil. I'd be kicking up holy hell. I would go and probably go to the Taoiseach's office and start kicking up holy hell too, because they should. That's what a good Chocty Dollar does. It's voice of the people. Some voice of the people nowadays. But yeah, let me know what you think. But I'm fucking raging about this. I'm fucking seething at this, because I know myself that the system is rotten. And it's terrible to see good people. And the same when we talk about the guard with the bike. He was doing a good deed. He was trying to do a good deed. You could argue that he didn't fit on the white paperwork, but he was doing a good deed. And he had no base. He was doing it for the goodness of society, goodness of a citizen of the country. And the state fucking went after him. Like, the state went after him. Like, that just shows you what kind of an arsehole of a state this is. Let me know what you think. Bye.